Welcome everybody to another episode of Flashlight or the Bible in Ancient Egypt. Up to this point, my videos have been about 5 minutes each, and I thought that that was good, not too short, not too long. And up to this point, they've all been introductory videos, but from this video, it will be the main event, so to speak. So let's go ahead and get to it. I will kind of speak on a on a script, but also I will deviate once in a while. So I felt that it was good to start with somebody everybody was familiar with, and that of course would be Tutankhamun, or as his birth name was, Tutankhaten. That's a hard word to say. So this pharaoh is well known to most people. 101 years ago, his intact tomb was found in the Valley of the Kings by Howard Carter. Why was his name changed? What basic information do we have about him and his discovery? Akhenaten, or Amenhotep IV, was his birth name. This pharaoh was the father of Tutankhamun. So you have the son on the top and you have the father on the bottom. Why is he called the heretic pharaoh? Why did he switch Egypt from polytheism to monotheism? Is there a Bible connection here? So let's go to the next one. So what happened in Seoul, South Korea in November 2021? So for several years, I mentioned that my brother Brian and I had been working on a book called Timeless for several years, and that I had incorporated Egyptian history into that. For several years, I had been studying and writing and thinking, and we had been tossing the idea around. Well, last year, one Sunday, I decided I wanted to go to Itaewon because I live in South Korea and I live in Seoul. And Itaewon is not a place where I really like to go. On a certain holiday, which is not a holy day. There was a tragedy there a couple months ago. Maybe some people remember that from the news, and I don't go there at night. It's not safe for a married person, we'll put it that way. Anyways, I go there because there are some foreign food stores, and I like to get stuff like cereal that they don't sell in Korean grocery stores. Well, I was on my way to Itaewon, and I was in a station called Samgakji. And Samgakji, so you can see my mouse right here. Here you can see my mouse, and here in this area was the station Samgakji. And I was at Samgakji going to Itaewon, and Kathy said, Brett, I was talking to Kathy when I was in Samgakji, and I said, well, why don't you walk from Samgakji, this area here, to Itaewon? And I thought, oh, that's kind of a long walk, but okay, that's fine, I'll do it. So I was going to walk from here all the way over to here, which is Itaewon. So I started walking this way. Now you can see this building right here, maybe. That would be this building here, which is the Korean War Memorial Museum. Now, maybe 20 minutes before I started walking, right after I talked to Kathy, I started thinking about Egyptian history, because at that point, and this point too, I'm very often thinking about Egyptian history. But I had been wondering in the days before this, well, where am I going to find an Egyptian museum, because I realized that I was very interested in it. But where am I going to find an Egyptian museum in Seoul, South Korea? I kept walking, and I happened to look across the street, because you can see my mouse. I was walking this side. I looked this way, you can see my mouse, and there on the front of the Korean War Memorial Museum was a big picture of Tutankhamun. I'm like, how is this possible? I'm thinking it, and then 20 minutes later, or the next day, there it is. There's a picture right there. And I thought, well, I can buy food later. I went right away, and I happened to have money on me. I usually use my card, and I spent 2 hours in the Korean War Memorial Museum. And I took lots of pictures. My camera wasn't that great, but some of those pictures are in here. And everything in the... Oh, my wife is telling me that I have 3 minutes left?
30 seconds.
Oh, I have 30 seconds left.
15 seconds.
Okay, so I'm going to start out from where I left off the Korean War Memorial, what was inside the Korean War Memorial Museum. And we'll pick up on this page